What is up, folks? Welcome back to Ever So Slight. Jorge Anito here. Thanks for stopping by. Once again, welcome back. Welcome to Practical Magic, Episode 4. I call this routine Final Girl, originally intended for Halloween, but it doesn't really matter. You can perform this anytime. I have a whole line of pattern that I use for this. However, you don't even need to do the pattern. This routine consists of 6 slides, and altogether, this happens really fast, really quick, and it's really punchy. But anyway, you could shuffle the deck, whatever, it doesn't matter. You don't need a table, you don't need a surface. You're just going to simply, in the hands, just spread through the cards, and you're looking for the queens, right? And you're going to up jog all the queens. Now, after I get the first 1 or 2 queens, I would ask the spectator, is there a specific queen that you have in mind? Let's say they say the Queen of Hearts. I say, well, we're actually going to use all the queens, but we're going to keep the Queen of Hearts in mind. There it is. And we'll find the other one, right? And so you're going to go ahead and extract the queens, right? Now, it's important that the Queen of Hearts is on top, or whatever card they choose is going to be on the top of the packet. So, right, so you could give a little bit of a mix, right? It doesn't really matter as long as the Queen of Hearts ends up on top, right? So just there. Now I just do a reverse fan, which I push my thumb forward and my index and middle pull back, and this does a reverse fan, right? Just like that. As I'm riffling down, I'm going to insert the cards one at a time in the deck as I riffle down, just like so. You could do a quick fan. I like to do one of these right here. I think this visually is more pleasing. And I just start pushing them in. Once I get down here, I do the angle jog. I still them away and put them on the bottom, just like so. Those actions are similar to the diagonal palm shift. We just covered the DPS variations in the most recent episode of Everything Erdnase. Okay, so for the first production, and as far as in the way of patter, you could mention, like I said, not necessary. In horror movies, you have these cast of females that will usually most likely pop up out of nowhere. Usually the first one pops, and just as soon as she pops up, she's killed and replaced with another one, right? So that's the first 2 phases, just right off the bat. And I do this first one I call the Accordion Change, which every color change production, what have you, is revolved around pop shove it, right? So as far as the Accordion Change, it's just this little, this hand-to-hand spread, right? And on the way back, in closing the spread, I tilt the deck slightly upwards so I can pop this card up, right? So the idea is a spread. By the time it comes back, there's a card produced, right? And that's the first production, you know. So I go into the next color change, which is Tru Grit. In the process of showing the back card, I start popping up back here, and by the time the card turns around, I have popped up the card and caused it to be coalesced with the other card, and you're in the situation where you have a double now. So exposed view. Right, so in real time it will look like this. So now you're in this situation where you have a double. The second girl, like the first, ends up dying and being replaced with a third girl out of nowhere. And here you're left clean, right? So, and what I did just there, we are in a situation where we have a double, right? The 2 queens. So what I'm doing, I call this the kickflip color change. I essentially drop the card on the deck, and just when it lands, it changes, right? So, but that's not what happens. What you're going to do is drop the double face down on the deck, popping another card on top of it. Not as hard as it sounds. So in real time, exposed, just like that. Takes a little bit of work to get that down, but like I said, it's not hard. And now in this phase, you're left clean. So you could kind of casually just do a quick spread to show, hey, nothing funny really going on here. Okay? And the third girl, back to the pattern now, you know, like the previous two, wouldn't you know, she disappears and is replaced with another girl as well. Now this, oddly enough, is the final girl. So what I did just there was Anaheim, and that's essentially dropping a packet of cards down, right? And when you drop this packet down, you're popping the other one up and over onto the deck. And you're left in a situation where you have another double. Okay, so at this point, yep, the final girl, right? The cool thing about her is no matter what happens to her, she always seems to come out on top. So we're going to lose the final girl in the middle, right? And at this point, you're going to do the final sleight, and that is Chris Ramsay's one-handed top gambler's cop. It is not as hard as you think. Essentially what you're going to do, and I do this in the action of saying I'm going to show you that I'm not holding any brakes, right? And you could steal the card away. This is really clean, and nobody's going to see anything. Just, well, hopefully not. Like I said, something to practice. Anyway, you're going to grab these at the outermost corner to the left, like so, and you're going to use your ring finger to just kind of rub and just peel away this top card, and it's going to land in Gambler's Cop. Well, you're going to help it land in Gambler's Cop. So, and I'm just holding the deck like this, right? Just perpendicular to my body. I'm showing you there's no brakes right here, and I go ahead and do the move. It's in the cop position. I move the deck like this. I say we're actually going to lose the final girl somewhere in the middle. And then I could go to my pocket to show, actually, there's been a card back here the whole time. Wouldn't you know, the final girl, this one is the one that always gets away. That's the patter. Like I said, you don't even have to do that. This could be patternless, a patternless effect. But there you have it. That is my fun little effect. It's quick. It's fairly simple. Little angly. Something fun to practice on. Yeah, final girl. Guys, I really hope you enjoy that. Have some fun with it. Let me know in the comments what you think. Is this practical? Is it impractical? Is this something you would do? Is there something you would add to this? Let me know in the comments below. Jorge Anito here, also known as Ever So Slight. Be blessed.